How we doing, everybody? Good evening. Sorry we're a little bit late. I was just finishing up food real quick, but we actually had to do a change of course for this week. Sorry if I'm issues. So, hey, Teach, you want to tell this story this time around?
So we did last week's episode 68, and here we are at a very nice episode of episode 69. Nice. And right as Relly and I got off last show, I don't know if there was just somebody that was in the chat, if it just was out of the blue and a coincidence, because the flavors to what we had talked about also coincide. So I don't know how it all fully worked out. But after the podcast last Monday, we had the one, the only, and it was the official account. Because when we got the message on our Twitter, I was like, okay, is this like a fake? Is it like spam? Is it someone trying to bamboozle us?
And it was so forward too, like
Yeah.
just straight up, like very forward. It's like, hey, boys, what's happened? Let's do this.
Well, the one, the only, a lot of people love them for their waifus, but nonetheless, GamerSupps reached out to us.
So let's tell. So to make it very quick, well,
We got a
guys,
whole hour. We
we
can tell the
both
full story.
we both got, to sum it up, we got a package from GamerSupps, and dude, what's very funny is we were very fortunate. If you pay attention to our Twitter, you should follow our Twitter. So we actually received this Wednesday, and this came out 2 days later.
Yeah, we couldn't even, like, out of respect, we couldn't post this because this wasn't even live on the website. You didn't even know what it looked like yet till that Friday. But like the thing that freaked me out the most wasn't necessarily so much that GamerSupps reached out, while it was very cool and they started like, hey, let's send you guys some stuff. It was very weird to what we were sent to what we were talked about last episode.
I agree, because if everybody remembered, right, we were talking about flavor crowns. So this basically came up with an idea, and this was, hey, if we're going by powder, mind you, as in like, hey, right now on sale, as in you could buy it from the website right now, you don't have to get it from a collector or anything else. What would say, hey, what is the best grape on the market right now? Let's say it's brand X. Brand X would get the caffeinated crown. Blue raspberry, it's a tough one. So the fact that we're talking about blue raspberry and grape, so ironically, I have a Grenada grape, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I got me a big tub of titty milk, caffeine free, and it's supposed to be apparently a blue raspberry vanilla, blue raspberry cream, something of that sort. And we both got, this is what I'm very particular about, very suspect as well as its name, Sus Snacks protein bar.
Now, I didn't know GamerSupps 1 had this. I didn't know they even sold this. I will admit, I ripped mine open because I was hungry one night and it was about 3 a.m. and I wanted a snack, and it was quite delicious. It tastes just like a Rice Krispie treat. Very good, very tasty. But like even last week, Relly had asked the question of like, hey, what's a flavor by a company you could recommend, or what's a flavor by a company you liked but you wouldn't necessarily recommend to a friend? And I brought up Spyro Dragon Fruit, and in my energy tub, I was sent dragon fruit, and I brought up as well last episode how much I like blackberry, and then our caffeine-free tub is blackberry. So Relly and I both got energy tub.
So I
and
just want to know
caffeine-free
who
tub.
is in the audience. If anybody could tell us any information on this, we would appreciate, just simply so we could give you a thanks. And also, just a heads up to anybody early in the show, if you ever see Britt, he's a regular to our show. He's been taking notes, and apparently he actually sent a message to Alti, and sure enough, well, Alti Subs, you seem to have a customer potentially. And with that being said, Britt is going to be on next week, and we're going to dish the dirt. And we got some questions for him. And outside of the care package I sent to him, there's like 15, 20 flavors I actually sent to him, including one can. He's never drank any energy drink outside the regular stuff you get in the store besides G Fuel. So the fact that he had some Glitch V1 and V2, and by the way, Teach, he said that Glitch V1 and V2 for the grenades, there's a difference
Well,
apparently.
of course, there's a difference. Easy. There's a vastly different formulas.
He's saying the V1 and V2, the flavor profiles are different.
Yeah, it's like putting standard gas in your car and then putting premium. Like both are gonna make the car go, but they are different.
Fair.
But
I'm excited to have him on next week, man. I really am.
in total, Relly and I were each sent an unreleased shaker that is now released. I'm sure these are sold out because waifus always sell out. A energy tub and a caffeine-free tub, so hydration.
And
A sus bar.
bar.
And then we got a bunch of samples too. Now, I didn't get the tub, but I did get a sample of titty milk, which I love that this is called titty milk. I'm a good memer. You guys know I love to joke around. I love that GamerSupps can have a flavor called titty milk. That is hilarious. I will be trying this. I got 3 shakers ready to go in front of me. I am curious on how this is.
So for me, I pre-mixed mine within the last, I want to say, half hour, 45 minutes, simply because I'm used to having something that's already shaken up in the fridge, cool for a while. And, well, I'm actually really liking this because I'm not seeing any powder on the bottom of these shakers. So that's a good step.
Is that titty milk?
This is grape and this is titty milk.
All right. Well, let's start with titty milk first.
All right. So I got the caffeine-free version, but by all means. So just a heads up, in 16 ounces, Teach, double scoop it.
Yep. Well, the package just says go with 16 because it's a double scoop, I believe, in the packet. For the tubs, they do say 8 ounce for 1 scoop.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
Ooh.
You got the packet. My bad.
That smells really good. It's almost like a blueberries and cream.
I mean, I got tall boys, so I mean, it's kind of a stretch away, but this I do get this blueberry-ish.
Now, Relly's always looking for a blueberry flavor, a good one. And
Yes,
again, to preface, this is pretty sure the packets are caffeine. Fairly confident these packets are caffeine. I doubt they have caffeine-free packets.
This is, yes.
Packet?
It's a caffeine packet, yes.
Okay. So Relly has the titty milk hydration. I have the titty milk energy.
Also, the other flavors we got pineapple, mango meta. Apparently, they changed that. Guacamole, Gamer Fart 9000, and Misfits Melon. Misfits Melon has been the standard of melon flavors, and no one has been able to top it. You might be able to argue the Advanced GG Melon Cream Pop, but Misfits Melon isn't light. They did something different. I applaud them for it. You ready, my man?
Yep. So again, he's got hydration. I have energy. So they may taste slightly different. So GamerSupps titty milk, and I kind of even love that, like, it even vaguely has like a white foggy color. No chalkiness on the bottom.
Also, the art on the tub.
It's J Schlatt's because it's J Schlatt's flavor.
But I mean, yeah, it's just like girls in bunny outfits next to King's chair. They're just padding his muscles.
Yeah, man. It's King J Schlatt.
Chad vibes, I know.
All right.
Sorry if you hear dogs barking in the background, people.
Without
Cheers.
further ado, titty milk. To disclaimer this episode, we were sent this care package, again, from GamerSupps. It was not for anytime we do it. It's not like if you, as a company, send us a care package, you're automatically get raving reviews. For disclaimer, we're still unbiased. We're still going to be honest. So,
This is good, man. This is good.
the blueberry is really noticeable. Right out of the gate, the blueberry is really noticeable. And you kind of don't even get any of that like cream or any of that extra-esque flavor.
I get blue raspberry, man.
Really?
I do, yes. I get blue raspberry.
Okay, yeah. I want to picture it more as blueberry from the smell, but I guess you can say it's more blue raspberry. But it's like you don't get any of that like little creaminess or the milky aspect.
It smells like blueberry, but tastes like blue raspberry. But here's the thing, and this is the very different thing with blue raspberry. There's no tart note to it. It's sweet and it's amazingly smooth.
Very smooth.
I've never given a blue raspberry a 5-star before, but I'm gonna give this let's see. This is gonna be tough for me.
It's interesting because you get a lot of upfront flavor, and then as you of course drink it and it kind of just sits in your mouth, you get a little bit more of that milky, creamy aftertaste, and it kind of lingers. But the one thing I'm definitely giving credit for is that there's no powder residue. It's clear, even though it has that like white cloudiness because it's trying to represent more milkiness. No residual powder on the bottom. It breaks up well. Because really, if you remember, we first tried GamerSupps, I think within our first 3 months of originally starting the show. It was very early on.
Yes, very early on. It was very vague. I forgot what the heck we tried, but
the only one I remember was Misfits Melon for sure.
I remember we did blue raz, regular blue raz, and we thought it was just okay. The Gamer Farts 9000.
Did we try that?
I believe we did. That's basically like liquid sherbet. I think it was a little too sweet for me. Not knocking it, just not something I thought I'd go out of my way for at all. But it's like when we go with this, so if we went by the ones that I would say I would go out of my way for, it was definitely the Misfits Melon and the Mango Meta. Like at the time, especially since if you looked at the market, we did not see a good mango, we did not see a good melon. So GamerSupps, they hit the nail on the head. We've always said this: if you want to be a brand that stands out, you have to stand out. You have to do what's different. So yeah, the shakers, of course, they're making a killing, but inside the shaker, there has to be something good. The Misfits Melon and the Mango Meta, they're good. Very good.
So before we give our final ratings and anything more on this flavor, there's one thing I want to point out that I'm noticing about the packet. And I just think every little thing needs to be pointed out to companies in any which way because everybody has a different perspective. A lot of times, really, if you were to take this packet, and I'm not looking for a trick answer, if you had this packet and you wanted to make yourself a shaker of it, without looking at the back, without looking at it all, you just have one packet, what are you going to do to make a shaker?
What am I going to do to make a shaker?
It's not a trick question. Like, you have this packet right here. What are you doing to make a shaker?
Getting 16 ounces of water.
And it's a straightforward answer.
Get 16 ounces of water, pour this sucker in, and give it a shake.
Exactly. Typically, when you get most flavor packets, you would rip this right open and pour the entire thing in. But looking on the back, one packet is for 2 servings, and they recommend doing a half a serving by the actual supplement facts. But they do say 4 directions, 16 ounces of water, because GamerSupps advertise 1 scoop per 8 ounces.
You see, I get that, but even Advanced GG with their sample packets, they say half a packet, full packet. You see, my thought is, how the hell are you going to save half a packet? And that's for, as far as anything goes, right? You're telling me, like, Teach, you ever see, like, the candies and, I'll give you the best example. You ever see the Snickers where there's 2 candies in there? Or a Twix where there's 2 candies in there?
Yeah, left or right Twix.
Yeah. Or better yet, when they say one now or one for later with like, they do it with Butterfingers, Snickers, whatever. How are you gonna save one? How you gonna do it with a packet? How you gonna measure it out? Do I gotta weigh it on a scale? Like it's gonna look like I'm doing some sort of certain activity I don't want to exactly say out loud for the show, but it would look wrong if I'm weighing powder out on a scale.
And again, while we are gracious and thankful for GamerSupps to send us this package, we have to point everything out and review it as such by any other company. Looking at the ingredients, at least in this one packet, and I'm sure they are slightly varying per packets. The one thing in the other ingredients parts that, of course, we aren't usually a fan of that we don't like to see is any dyes, because there
We
is
don't
yellow
like we
5.
don't like to see dyes. Silica, I'm not a fan. But if we look up on the label, we see the dirty B word, teach.
Mm-hmm.
Blend.
Now,
Listen,
remember,
GamerSupps.
blend isn't always a bad word as long as you were straightforward in telling what's in that.
So I'm
Give it a
going to
full
give credit
disclaimer.
where it's due because this is a smaller label. This is a bigger label. But the one thing is, when I see blend, let's see, nootropic antioxidant blend, which includes the caffeine amount. It just says everything here 105,000 micrograms. So again, why do we got to assume and do math? Just cut the bullshit, be honest and straightforward. Now, even here, you have the ingredients listed out where it's easier to read, where instead of having it bunched off like you're writing a paragraph, you actually got one ingredient after another, after another, after another. But again, just be honest with your numbers because
I mean,
if
they
from a
are being
from a
honest with
selling
the
point,
number. They could just make it more simplified for most people because they're not going to sit there and take 159, 159,000 micrograms and do the math on that. Otherwise, I do like that they have a nootropics to them. I do like that they have L-theanine.
like I said, taste wise, energy wise, I'm not knocking it. I just want something more straight up, if that makes any more sense.
Agreed. But I do fully agree with that. I do think they can simplify a lot more for a lot of people. Of course, we'd love to see the dyes go. I enjoy that they have a nootropics aspect to them. Nootropics are a great mood enhancer. You feel good, look good.
Also, I think I know what that other flavor is. It's the acai berry extract that they have in here. So it's a combination of kind of like blueberry, kind of like acai, kind of like blue raspberry. I
So
I
this
I
is
respect it. I respect it.
so like my weird opinion on it. Overall rating, I want to give it a 7.5. It's very tasty, very good. This is one of those 50-50s. It's not something I could drink every single day of the week, but I'd probably go and grab it multiple times a week, but I'm not probably having this every single day.
I think it's because it's not desserty, but it's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some times where you just don't crave a lot of sweet. It's not candy, but it's on the sweet side. But I will say, not sure if it's a daily driver, but that's not a bad thing. Because there's so many 4 stars, 5 stars that are very good, which just go, you know what? We like to save these for when we need it. For me, I'm gonna say 4.5 stars out of 5.
Okay, respect it.
I think what we said has been very fair. I think this is very good. So, unlike the Alfa Romeo, unlike the Compound V comparison that I just like to do as the easy example. So, teach, I would just kind of go like this. Is it good?
Yeah.
Would you recommend it to a friend?
Yeah.
Do you believe in it?
Define believe.
Do you see any gimmick or anything that would turn you off from this?
That's a hard answer to say. Because some people may not like. People are weird, man. People have their own differences and opinions and thoughts, and like just because of the imagery or it being called titty milk, I can see some people thinking it has like a milky taste and they're not like back away from it.
Well, I mean, if we're going by the name or so, I mean, I kind of get that part, but I mean, as far as like the formula itself, I do like it. So here's a very good question from Brit. So compared to Blue Bomber, so I will just put this straight out.
They're slightly different though,
I think they are very different
because one's supposed to be a
because,
slushy and the other one's supposed to be more creamy.
well, this thing right here, I put this more in the. I almost just want to put this in a. I don't know, man.
If we're going by the actual, now we got to keep it at least on the same denominator as much as we can. These have to be both tub versions, not including canned, because that doesn't count.
Actually, I just had a Mega Man can over the weekend with a nice, good slice of pizza. It's been a long time since I had a Mega Man can, and boy, it was good. I enjoyed all of it.
Yep, because
But in comparison to the G Fuel Mega Man Blue Bomber slushy powder, yes,
yeah,
tub.
the tub.
And if I had to compare this to the tub, the Blue Bomber is much more vanilla forward, in my opinion. I kind of get like that vanilla cream first with the black raspberry, kind of like an aftertone, whereas this is the complete opposite. So, in comparison, I think the Blue Bomber is much lighter.
Yep.
But I have to compare. I think the flavor profiles are different. It kind of goes by which one do you want more. Do you want your vanilla cream more, or do you want your blue raspberry? These are literally the yin and yang.
If I had to pick between the two, I think I'm honestly going titty milk. Because the tub is just so light by G Fuel. It's not, again, a bad flavor. It's a tub I went through quickly. But I like that.
Although
I like
for
that
me,
GamerSupps pack's a little bit more of a punch.
Yeah, for me, if we had to go by what's designed for the formula, I needed a scoop and a quarter, scoop and a third to act for one full serving to get what I actually wanted. Very good flavor. It's just light. I don't know. I'd reach for both, so I can't. I'm very undecided on that. I'd literally have to do a side by side, which I don't have.
Now,
So,
really, let's go to both of our hydrations next.
Oh, this is my hydration.
Oh, that's right. Yours was.
This is my hydration. So tell you what, Teach. This is what I will do. I'm gonna go. You want me to go through my grape, and I'll grab another shaker to do. Let's see, what do we got here? Misfit melons again?
Sure.
Or all right, I'll grab another shaker momentarily while you man the fort in a couple of minutes. But let's see. If I had to go by the first thought about this, and plus I'll be reviewing the sus bar on this show too. I might be finishing that thing tonight, depending on how good it is.
Oh, it was delicious. I ate every bit of it, and I wanted more, honestly. So here's a weird thing. Their black cherry, like the smell of the powder. If you could take Mountain Dew Pitch Black and put it into a powder form, I feel like this is what it would smell like.
No kidding.
That's what it reminds me of.
Wow. I mean,
this is some dark powder, though. That is dark.
How many dyes in it? 2, 3?
2.
Ah, that's actually nice because a lot of the blackberry flavors have 3 dyes in them. They usually have a red, a yellow, and a blue.
This has red and blue.
Okay, so no yellow.
But again, this one is also the hydration, so there's no caffeine. We got vitamin C, D3, B6, B12, vitamin H, which is aka biotin, L-theanine, which I like, tyrosine, which I like. I can't pronounce that one to save my life. Coenzyme. We got some acai extract, mangosteen extract, goji extract, and ginseng.
also, if you look at the back, look at your caffeine tub and look at your hydration tub. My caffeine tub, as far as vitamins, only has C, B6, and B12.
Your which
My
one?
my energy only has C, B6, and B12.
Correct.
My hydration has C, D3, B6, B12, and H that acts as the vitamin.
Correct.
Interesting to say the least. But so I've been looking forward to this, and just a shout out to Zoa Energy. I sorry to get off topic here, but what in the flying you know what are you doing? Because why is it that I take a tropical punch and the first teach how there's like as soon as you sip and then it gets into the back of your mouth, it's kind of changes flavor.
Sure.
So let's say I'm sipping it and I'm like, oh my God, this tastes great. I'm about to swallow it. Taste gone. The grape can, medicine, just whatever they're doing. How are you
Wait,
supposed to drink something if you can't get it down your throat?
Is it Zebra's gum then, where you chew it for 5 seconds and it's gone?
I didn't even get 5 seconds out of the Hawaiian Punch Zoa can.
So
I'm sorry, the Tropical Punch Zoa can.
Is it the new
Zebra gum would last longer?
So is it the new G Fuel Rainbow 6 Zebra gum where you get 5 seconds of flavor and then it's gone?
Listen, if anyone has also listened to the show, I have no idea what brands listen to this show. Some guys tell us, some don't. And have there been things in the works? We've been able to talk to multiple people from multiple brands. And by the way, Teach, there might be something else coming on for next week. I'll let you know privately because I was blown away by this. And this was a guy from another company on my personal message in my personal Discord. But another time for that next week, hopefully if it pulls through. But it's just such amazing how we just go through these brands and some are just better than others. But I mean, the one thing that kind of just grasps at us is if you're going to want to get rid of bubblegum so badly, either cut your losses and notice that it's a fail or make a new flavor. Sure enough, what they do? They made Zebra gum. And to be honest with you, bubblegum's so bad, I wish that the taste went away in 3 seconds. I wish that taste would go away as soon as it came in my mouth.
If it's something like that, yeah.
Raisin, oh my God. As soon as I took a sip, I wished all the taste was gone. Oh, Jesus.
So I will have to see when it comes to the energy tub as well, but it's kind of cute. Look at that little scooper from GamerSupps Hydration. It's adorable. It's so tiny. Now, does something this small pack a punch? Does size not matter here? Is it the motion of the water that happens? It's episode 69. We got waifu girls on shakers. If we're not a little sus,
well, compared to what I just said a moment ago, of course it's episode 69.
If this episode of all episodes isn't sus, then we have failed episode 69.
All right, so ready to go out after this grape Teach?
That's your hydration? No, that's your energy.
This is my energy. Grenade.
I'm doing
grape.
hydration. I am double scooping this because this is 16 ounces and they recommend 1 scoop per 8 ounce.
Yep, double scoop. So this is double scooped right here, and this is what I'm going to go have at it. So cheers.
No, really, I've never owned one of these.
I have, and we tried it during the show, and I shipped you the sample.
No, I've never owned one of these.
Oh, never owned one of those.
I've never owned a waifu shaker.
You see, what I'm gonna do, Teach, is there's only a couple shakers we actually have in common that I know of, and it's just simply that we can't get rid of the Zedra, this glow in the dark tall boy, and now this. Which I can't complain. This grape right here, or if people want to call it purple, which I think there's a difference. I think purple to me is cough syrup, and grape is a regular.
Purple is a color, not a flavor.
Depend on who you ask. So I'm actually digging this. I'm digging this.
See,
So-
the one thing we've always given GamerSupps crap just more for the waifu part, but I think what they did here, and I think other companies can do it too, is we like doing cool things. Look, now she's got dark hair. I could put a different flavor in here. She'll have different color hair. Credit where credit's due.
Put the shaker. It's just a tad closer. It's being eaten up by the.
Oh yeah.
By the screen.
I mean, it's dark, so like, it's the green. It's the green in that.
If it was a red liquid, it would show up red.
Well, it's more the shaker being green that's trying to mess with.
Yeah, it is. It is. But yeah, I like the transparency. It's like, hey, red outfit, red hair.
That's a good smelling black cherry, and I love me some black cherry.
Oh, as do I. I mean, and not only that, but it's gonna be really hard to grade any cherry flavors simply because until we kind of get the diagnosis on this, Glitch to me has the cherry title.
I like this a lot. So it's weird to say because the black cherry is distinctly there. You can't miss it. You get that cherry, you get the darker, whatever you want to flavor black as. You get that full black cherry, but it's very light. But like,
I kind of get a little bit of that too.
There's no question of what it is. It's right there, straight to the point, but it's very light.
Me? I got a grape juice.
Grape
I
juice.
got it.
Really, you're always talking about how you want a good grape flavor other than grapes go by Juju.
Well, simply because the one thing that I kind of found out with a lot of grapes is there's no medicine-like taste to it. There's no darker, earthy tone. And it doesn't have this overwhelming sweetness. So what I got is a grape juice with a little less tartness to it. And as far as rating, the other grapes I've had, because they have these dark undertone aftertastes and such, they're kind of like in the 2.5 out of 5 star category. This, I want to say, I want to say it's a 3-star for me, but it's the better ones out of all the ones I've had.
So you stated before, Riley, that your favorite grape is Grapesicle by Juju. Say yes. Grapesicle goes out of stock, right? Is this the first brand you're going to for a grape?
Is there another grape flavor out there? Just out of curiosity.
G Fuel.
In stock?
Not in stock, but
Galaxy that's what really comes down to is like we should be able to go if they're vaulting the flavor versus hey, it's out of stock, which I found out that Advanced GG had like 12 flavors out of stock just recently, and they just had a bunch of stuff come back. Their sour cherry, their Rogue. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. I'd have to try that in order to get an opinion, but if Juju's out of stock with that Grapesicle, and I've also noticed that when the Juju tubs age, they get more earthy and the taste isn't as there. I mean, this is in consideration. It really is. I'd literally have to try all of these side by side because this is a very tough battle. If we're going by the grape flavor, it's not just an easy thing to hang out.
So if you like black cherry, but you want it in a hydration, honestly, I don't think there's many out there that make black cherry in hydration other than Glitch Black Cherry Lemonade. No, they don't have a black cherry lemonade. It's raspberry and blackberry. I'm thinking blackberry. That's what it is. If you want a black cherry hydration, now I think they may be the only ones on the market with the black cherry hydration.
Interesting.
Huh. Nonetheless, I do like it. I would drink this. Solid 8. I like it a lot. It's a little light. I wish it had a little bit more punch. Now that the camera can recognize
8.
it. Yeah, no, I would drink this on the regular.
Wow. There again, I'm just surprised because there's not many times where you get an 8. There's been flavors where I think they're a banger and you're just kind of like, 8.
Well, I like it because it has a nice black cherry to it. It's just like you can't mix it up. You can't even be confused. It's straight to the point. It's just a little light. And at the very end of it, you get a little sweet note. Just a little sweet note. And it finishes off so crisp. This is a beautiful summer. Like, it's an all-day, everyday flavor. But especially, I want to be chugging this in the summer.
So, just out of curiosity, if you didn't know, Teach, I've been reaching out to the GamerSupps community on and off for some time. Everyone has told me they can't find a different note between the caffeine and caffeine-free tubs.
Is that it? Was that it?
I believe that's the case.
Is that how they reached out to us?
You know, I don't know, simply because I made a post in there, but I didn't promote the show. You know what I mean? I didn't like say, hey, I'm really from this, you know, because every group has guidelines. They're like, we're not here for you to promote your Twitch. We don't care about your YouTube channels.
Oh,
if
you
you're
mean
on
like
TikTok, that's great.
You mean like how the G Fuel group says no promotion, yet promotion happens all day, every day?
They actually put the grip on that a couple months ago, and they've been firm. Simply what happened was just recently there was one guy, I forget his name, and I wouldn't want to name call him, but this guy was promoting his business in the UK, saying, we stock Prime, we stock G Fuel, we stock this. And I'm like, you know, I hope you don't sell those Prime for ridiculous prices. And if you do, just tell those people to buy Sneak. He's like deleting my comments and shit, trying to be slick. You know, he's in other comments. Well, here at my business, so and so, I wanted to just DM the guy and just tell him, hey, dude, you're a jerk off. Stop it. Ironically, the peanut gallery agrees with me secretly.
So, can verify it is a tiny scoop for almost all their products, looks like, so they are consistent across the board. We're talking the G Fuel group.
The G Fuel group, and that guy basically had everything taken down because he's a freaking clown. That's what happens when you bottom feed. Yeah. But anywho.
So, next shaker, again, 2 scoops.
So does that mean I should review this now?
Sure, because I think you're pleasantly going to be surprised, because I remember the one thing you messaged me about, and you're not going to even know the taste of it. So wait. If you're going to bring that part up, save it to the end, if you do. Because you're not going to taste it.
Well, I got that part, but I mean, I look at the other ingredients, right? And I've seen, like, you know, milk, coconut oil, which I didn't think was going to be, I'm going to be completely honest with you, dude. I did not think you were going to like this.
Because you don't taste coconut. Because it's coconut oil. Coconut oil is great for you. It's great for the skin.
Wow, man. That smells ever so sweet.
If you didn't know, GamerSupps also sells nutritional bars. They're called Sus bars. To me, it tasted just like a Rice Krispie treat, and they do have a decent low amount of protein in them, and low on sugar too.
I mean, I wasn't sure if Teach was going to try this or not, but it's only 1 gram of sugar. The rest is Cerulose.
For a lot of like nutritional and or protein bars, having 1 gram of sugar is fantastic. Like, that's a very low amount. That's very minuscule.
Just be aware, everybody. Allergy warning. If you are allergic to milk, nuts, depending on, because I wouldn't consider this gluten-free. And there are some people I know that if it's in a facility where it contains eggs, wheat, or anything else, the sensitivity, possibly my mother, not for you. And particularly in this case, crustaceans. One thing to look out for. Crustaceans, milk, and nuts. If those three are something you cannot have, this is not for you. We care about your well-being.
Now, I
But
will
I will
say
say
I
this is
I
good.
do have a nut allergy, and I was a-okay eating it. And again, this was just me,
You
my
do?
uh, personal body. Everybody's different. Everybody's allergens are different. Yes, I have a nut allergy, but I ate it no problem. Didn't have any bad reactions.
No shot. I didn't think I've known you all this time. I've heard you talk about your famous nut spread on bread sandwich, aka peanut butter, and I had no idea you had a nut allergy.
I am very weird about my nut allergy. I don't know what it is because I can eat peanut butter all day, but if I eat actual nuts, my throat gets really scratchy and itchy, and it starts to close up just a tiny bit.
So peanut butter, fine. Coconut oil, fine. Wait a minute.
It's
You
weird.
don't like coconut flavors either. This explains ever so much. And I feel bad because I'm a cashew guy. I like my almonds and cashews.
Now, really,
Feels bad, man.
even bringing up the whole coconut thing, do you taste any coconut? There's no coconut in it. Straight up, come on, it's a Rice Krispie treat. That thing tastes like a marshmallow Rice Krispie treat. It is delicious. I'm gonna be straight honest
Have
and
you
forward
ever
with you.
have you ever tasted like sweet coconut things, but it's very light?
No.
I mean, I do taste the coconut oil, but man, this is good. And
And just for the proof, this was my wrapper. I did eat it.
I feel bad too because I never thought like I'd ever be. There's been like so many times where I've been late to the show, or I've had like a plate in front of me and I've had to like save half because I've wanted to like do the show and not have everybody wait. I I have like the conscious in my head where I'm feeling guilty eating in front of a microphone just because I'm not exactly the attractive ASMR guy. I just don't think that I'm that guy. That makes any sense.
And again, I do give GamerSupps a lot of credit, even though we're not a nutritional show in a different aspect like this. This is 8 grams of protein and 1 gram of sugar. That's fantastic as a nutrition bar, and or if you want to use this as a protein bar. Like, tastes great. And my one thought here, really, mark my words, it's the OG flavor. I think we'll see other flavors come out. But yeah, I really enjoy these bars. Really tasty. Thank you again, GamerSupps, for including something like this as well.
If I had to say one downfall about this, and that's if I could look this up.
So, what's the first thing you messaged me when you saw the ingredients on that bar rally? And did you taste any of it? Because I guarantee you didn't taste any of it because you wouldn't exactly know the taste unless you ate one whole.
It's a cricket protein.
Welcome to
So
the future, people.
the only reason why I'm against this is because if you remember, there was another energy brand that tried doing crickets, and it's actually a kosher delicacy. So if you didn't know this, I actually do have a family of farmers, my mother's side. The only reason why I'm very concerned when it comes to now, listen, I understand that crickets are a delicacy and all that sort. It's not the bug itself, it's what they're around. There's many bugs that are killed or better yet transported anywhere else. It's because we use so much chemicals around our crops. So the reason why some people are against it, including many people I've talked to, is because a lot of bugs are exposed to chemicals to make sure that bugs don't eat the crops, and they end up getting, you know, it
All
goes off on
I
them.
see that as a worry. I don't feel like they're taking bugs from just crops or random outsides. They're probably in breeding facilities where they specifically, just have them grow like crazy and then grind them up.
So it says here OG flavor, the classic marshmallow rice cereal bar. The only downside I have with this, and again, I'm actually very surprised. I'm still having some stomach issues at the moment. So keep in mind, if I feel a little bubbly, it's just the stuff I have going on until I see the specialist in a month or so. But when I see 24 bars for $60,
It's a bit pricey.
I think it's a little pricey, particularly since what we're going with here. I mean, if it was a legit protein bar, and I'm pretty sure if you go to like a gas station or GNC, we see some go for like 250, some for $3. It's in a different category.
These are
I
about
think
250 a piece per bar.
yes. And I think for a Rice Krispie treat that size, a little much.
I will
Now I've
agree. It's
seen
on the pricey side.
now granted, if I went into one of those local stores where they said, "Hey, we made these fresh Rice Krispie treats yesterday or today, they're in the plastic wrap." I totally get it because that's something different. This is something that's manufactured, packaged a certain way, and meant to be retailed for multiple places. As far as sus snacks goes, let's see if I could look it up. Anywhere else? I mean,
They probably
I
could sell a
apparently
smaller
only
quantity.
sees.
Is I would say the better option. Because 60 up front for some, I'll be real with you. I couldn't buy those because for $60 for 24 bars, I could probably eat 2 to 4 of those a day. I'd be going through $60 like no other.
Not only that, but I mean, then you gotta pay for shipping. And do I think that they're good? Yes. I just think that when we're going for, well, there's a lot of people that will buy anything with the gamer sub tied to it. So we're gonna have the hype beasts, we're gonna have the collectors, and then we're gonna have the regular consumer, which is people like me and you, and we try to be constructive. And as I said before to a recent content creator who was just frustrated with some comment that didn't make sense, criticism without construction is just junk. Delete it like your spam email. And I will forever continue to say that quote for the rest of my life. I think that it was a good step in the right direction. I think it was a good prototype. So now where do they go from there if they want to keep going forward? And I completely understand if that was like a one-time deal or if that wasn't just an experiment and if they don't do it again. But if they do, I'm intrigued. I got open ears. That's my
I
two
think
cents.
I think personally you go 12 bars for 30.
Well, I mean, I understand the quantity, weighed out. I mean, even if you did 12, right? I still think we're still at the same price point.
Yeah, no, you're still at the same price point, but I think it's easier on people's wallets knowing that they're paying less, even though it's still the same dividend, no matter either way, dividend. I think it's still just a lot of people are going to be more ease on the mind and ease of thought on the wallet of going 30 for 12 rather than 60 for 24.
And I agree just simply because it's like, hey, do I buy these snacks and I don't even know if they're good? Or, oh, wow, 2 tubs. That's really what it comes down to. Do I want a snack that I maybe not like? Or do I want 2 tubs? And I think
But
most people go for the 2 tubs.
for being sent them for the purpose of review, they're delicious. I enjoyed every bite of it.
And me myself as well. And I feel like an idiot doing ASMR by myself, eating in front of a camera. I'm so self-conscious about that.
I have saved my last one because this one may be hit or miss for me. My last one is the Energy Dragon Fruit Punch.
And I will be right back so you entertain the crowd while I grab me another shaker so I could fight with Mr. Melon about the Melon Crown. Sound good?
Okay.
Your realness will be back.
So again, when we were contacted by them, they were very straight up, very straightforward, and it was very weird. And at the very end of our conversation, of giving them our addresses and everything, and being like, "Hey, yada yada, shbang shbang," I even straight up asked them, "How did you guys How did you guys find us? How did you guys etc. Like, how? What made you guys set for the reference, and not as any way, but just be transparent. Each of these care packages we were sent by GamerSupps for about $100 each. So for a company to send $200 worth of product to somebody on our end, like someone this smaller, is an incredible thing, and I do appreciate it. And we give them credit for it because it also shows that they will and are happily supporting the smaller creators. But again, I straight up asked them, "How did you find us? Like, how did you come across us?" We didn't hear a single thing. And that's what had Relly and I most befuddled. That one, they reached out. Two, that they were serious. And three, they didn't tell us how they found us. And we don't know if it was just a tweet of ours, if it was a tweet reply, Relly being in that group. Don't know what it is. We're not complaining, of course, by any means, but we're just like, we want to know the mystery. Like, we appreciate the care package because we appreciate when any company sends us a care package, and we make sure every company is aware that, hey, we will happily review and try and, talk about your company, your product, and such. But again, remember that this won't in any way influence a positive or negative review.
My good man, I'm back. So what's happening?
Easter's next weekend.
Yes.
This weekend.
Indubitably. Yes, affirmatory. Easter's coming up.
The Dragon Fruit
Which
Mountain
I
Dew
still
from
got a lot
Taco
to
Bell.
do, so yeah.
Didn't even know Taco Bell had a Dragon Fruit Mountain Dew. Surprised I haven't had that.
I think it's recent.
So without further ado, for me, this is Dragon Fruit Punch GamerSupps.
And I am doing either a V2 or a V3. This is maybe like my third time I've had it. It's melon. Also, aside black, what is the most unattractive color you ever have in your shaker?
Black.
No, I said there's black, and then what's next?
I mean, the other one I don't ever have in my shaker, which is brown.
Yeah, that's pretty grim.
Unless it's moon pie, but that's a different story.
Well, I mean, that's supposed to look like chocolate milk, so that's a pass. But when you see like this golden brown where it looks like somebody, it's like, I mean, I don't want it to sound too gruesome, but it looks like somebody's poured a freaking porta potty into your goddamn drink. That's when we got problems. Although, I'm not sure if I like the murky green. I mean, you can't see it because I got too much lighting above me. Not only that, but my light cap fell off a little before the show. And I even have a light. Yeah, I do have a light out on my desk. Without further ado, if Misfits Melanol.
So again, on the whole label aspect, I wish they would just label caffeine as is compared to everything else aside, because I'm going to assume, because it's a double scooped here, and with how they have it labeled, one scoop is 100 milligrams, 2 scoops is 200 milligrams. Because currently in this energy tub, it is 105,000, which would mean this is 210 double
microgram blends.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm already doing the math, milligrams. So this would be 210 double scooped.
I believe that's correct.
Yep.
Let's see our ingredients. Let's see if we can find what's in here.
So if there's one trend I have noticed tonight with trying all the products we've been sent by GamerSupps, at least again by everything I have tried, there's one question right across the board that gets answered. If a flavor says it's it, it's it. There's no like ifs, ands, or buts. The titty milk, you taste the creaminess, you taste the blue raspberry. I'd even argue you taste a little bit of the acai. Black cherry hydration, you straight up taste black cherry. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now with the dragon fruit punch, you taste a light dragon fruit on the end. You taste a lot of a punchiness up front. And they kind of mesh well, but they also kind of feel like they clash. Because it wants to be tropical punch, but then it mellows out by the dragon fruit. It's an interesting mix. This is probably my weirdest one because I give it a 7. It's good. It's not bad. I'm a little weird when it comes to dragon fruit. Would I recommend this to a friend? Yeah, if they like dragon fruit, because it's mostly the dragon fruit that's kind of offsetting the punch. Like they work together, but while they're kind of working together, they're coworkers that they're gonna work together. But sometimes coworkers feud, so they're kind of
Yes.
clashing, and it's a little weird.
And it's too different to compare it to. The only thing I can think of off the top of my head would be the G Fuel Spiral, but I imagine they can't be compared, correct?
No, that's just straight dragon fruit. This you can definitely tell there's punch. There's definitely like distinct punch flavor.
So I guess would be the juice, but dragon fruit instead of watermelon, or not so strong on the first note.
It's hard to say. I don't even know if I could say it's the juice, but with no watermelon, then dragon fruit.
Because the way I've kind of looked at it is when I taste the juice, it's not the watermelon in it does not agree with me. It's very watermelon forward, and then there's a punch at the end. Is that a dragon fruit and then a punch at the end? Is it stronger?
No, they're right together. Like the punch sticks out a little bit more than the dragon fruit, but the dragon fruit's right there with them. Like again, you taste both right off the bat, but I would say on the end note, it's a tiny hit more dragon fruit, but you taste both distinctly and they're working together, but they're also clashing. It's a very weird way to say it. If you like dragon fruit, if you really like fruit punch, probably should give this a shot. But like again, when I drink it, there is no doubt of a question. It's not like, hey, this is strawberry lemonade. I'm like, where's the strawberry in this lemonade? The products I have tried tonight, when they say what flavors they are, I've tasted every bit of it. There's been no question.
Oh, also, there's one thing I should probably add to this. So just so we're not confused, there's one thing I completely forgot about because I've been so scrambled today. I will be right back. But also, just a side note, this shaker we got, I mean, we're probably the first ones to be a customer and receive it, but that is sold out. As far as secondly, if anybody didn't know before, I'll be right back. Hold on.
Yeah, I got no idea what's going on here. No idea what's going on here, chat. But out of respect, we didn't post this on our Twitter until 3 p.m. when these were officially launched. Really wanted to post it ASAP, and I was like, nope, out of respect for them sending it to us early, we're going to post it right at the launch time so that way everybody can see what it looks like right away. Is this the first GamerSupps shaker I've ever owned? And apparently these things go for a premium, which I've never understood. But I do think it's something more companies should look into, and not the fact that it's a waifu girl or whatever you're into. But I do think it's a cool design, have your liquid change your design of color on your image. I think it's really neat. No idea what Mr. Riley's doing. This is all off topic, all off air. So we wait to see what he does, as I have pondering questions to ask him when he gets back to finish off the episode with whatever he may be doing.
Yo, Teach, you ready for this, bro?
No.
I forgot I had this, man. Everybody ready for this?
No.
I imagine not, but going for it.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. I remember wearing this just like on a stream or so, just as like a gag. So it's actually not bad. It's just a girl with a keyhole and just excited.
It's just a girl with tons of plot.
We serve food here, sir.
So really, my burning question to you, actually, drink your melons first. Drink your melons.
I have been sipping it. Oh, also, there's one thing since we're talking about, since we serve plot and food here. Did I tell you that a guy I met wanted a flavor named after him? But you know what his name was? Ajax.
Yeah, we've mentioned this plenty of times. You've mentioned that multiple times on the show.
I I know, but I'm just every time it comes up, I just keep thinking to myself, "We serve food here, sir." That just like clicks into my mind, and I'm like, "Why are we naming you after a clean product? That's a conflict of interest." But I will say this early on, GamerSupps. As much as I hate to say it because I love the melon cream pop so much, and I agree with Mr. Melon, Jacob Walker, since he's got the Melon title. I gotta agree with him. As much as I don't like the color in the shaker, the energy drink powdered Melon Crown goes to GamerSupps. It's hands down. It's not too light. Uh, it captures the flavor well. You know what it is. You don't have to let it sit. It's strong, potent, and just a good time. As far as my rating, solid 4 stars.
So
I didn't
really,
think I'd be doing that tonight.
final question to end off on the show. Out of all the 3 flavors we have tried tonight, out of the 3, go for each one. Answer me this for each flavor. Would
Go
you
for
drink it? Would you drink it again? Would you buy it?
The Granite Grape. Um, I think I'd probably have to get a little used to it, but I'm not opposed to buying it again. So this is a 3 stars. I mean, I could see myself buying one.
Titty
As
milk.
far as the other two, yes, I would consider buying all 3 of these.
So for me, titty milk. Would I drink it again? Yes. Would I buy it? I don't know. It's a unique kind of flavor. I would drink it again if somebody handed it to me, but I don't know if I would ever buy it because it's something a little on the sweeter side. Because I don't know if I would drink it every single day, but I would drink it often. Uh, the one weird enough for me is Dragon Fruit Punch. Would I drink it again? Yes. Would I buy a tub? No. It's not because it's bad, because it's weird for me of how they work together, but how they clash, and it's just not something I would drink probably often.
Is it one of those flavors where it's just so in the middle where it kind of feels like I call it, I guess one thing to call it is like a limbo flavor. You have no idea, it's having an identity crisis kind of thing.
Well, it's not an identity crisis because you know it's there, but I like to think of it as coworkers. They can work together, but sometimes coworkers can fight. You definitely taste dragon fruit. You definitely taste fruit punch. They kind of work together, but they also kind of clash.
Oh boy.
Now, black cherry. Would I drink it again? I'm gonna finish the shaker after I get off the show. Would I buy it? I genuinely would buy a tub of this. This is a delicious hydration. It is straightforward black cherry. It is super good. And I would love to be proven wrong when I say this, but I believe it's the only black cherry hydration on the market. As my records can remember.
I believe you're right.
Hydration's the keyword, not black cherry on the market because there's a lot of black cherries, but black cherry hydration.
Black cherry hydration. I believe you're correct.
So yeah.
So if there's I guess for what you have on the list, I mean, the reason why I kind of go with this is if we're going by regular formula because they taste the same. Because you have tried a lot of black cherries, I mean, cherry and black cherry are different. Where do you
They are.
So cherry flavors, that's definitely a different category. But as far as the black cherry flavors that are energy wise, the only thing I know of that's on the market right now is that it's the glitch cherry bomb, and then this. Which
on
one?
on the
I
market
think that's just those two.
currently?
Yes, that we've tried so far.
With it being on the market currently, I believe so.
The only
Doesn't Freshen Up have one? Or is that a hydration?
I
haven't had theirs yet.
I think they're war cherry.
Is that just a regular cherry?
It's kind of like on the cusp of both.
Okay.
It's kind of like in the middle. It's like an actual cherry, like cherry without the pip, that kind of thing. Like an actual fruit cherry.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of a little bit different. Also the non-hydration, that's an energy. I know Rogue has a black cherry, but the reason why it's not there yet on our list is because we haven't tried that. We're just being fair. So it's kind of so far, and then to be determined with Rogue whenever we get around to it. Speaking of, I got a can order coming, but they've had the order in for about a week, and it's been label created and not much from there. Concern.
And
moving on, between the Glitch Black Cherry and the GamerSupps Black Cherry, how are they side by side? How do you rank them?
It's kind of a little different because one's energy and one's hydration. So hydration energies are always kind of a little different no matter what.
Even if they taste kind of, I mean, if nobody could tell the difference,
you would taste the difference.
I think you would. Well, are they close together? I mean, if you said, "Hey, I prefer the hydration," that's still
if I had to pick
something
one, I mean, I really don't feel like I can pick this. More for the fact that hydrations and energies are always different. They always have some slight tasting difference. They're both good. I would definitely buy both. I would definitely recommend both highly.
That's interesting to say the least.
And once again, we don't know how it came to be. We're still curious how it came to be. So, GamerSupps, if you are somehow watching this right now, watching this in the future, or somebody connected to GamerSupps, please reach out to us on Twitter one more time and reply to our question asking how you found us. But
please
thank you, GamerSupps, for sending both Relly and I a care package. Again, it was very kind of them to reach out of the blue and send us both stuff to try and review. I had a very pleasant experience with all of the above.
And thank you for the bottom of our heart as well. And with that one, this was very exciting. And it's just nice to expand the flavor palette. So when we do have our guest on next week and we start going by just flavors in general, this is going to be something we're going to be bringing up for quite some time, especially since we already got one company with one crown. We're going to be basically having, I don't know, it's going to be like a fair amount of, I guess, Grammys or Emmys without the fixing involved.
And for that is episode 69. It was a very nice episode with just a dash of sussiness and a little bit of plot. But on that note, it was fun to try out some GamerSupps. Thank you, GamerSupps, again. We appreciate it. You guys were in the audience tonight. We appreciate it. If you aren't following us on Twitter, please go follow us on Twitter. Stay up to date with what's going on with us. Get more news and info. We also share companies' deals and much, much more of what's going on. If you aren't following us on TikTok, go and find us on TikTok as well, as we are always posting content on there. A lot of really doing skits and other funny good jazz as well. Got a lot of good stuff to pay attention to on there. But we will be back next week for episode 70. We'll have a special guest on the show. It'll be a little special fun episode. And on that note, as Relly always says, please stay safe, stay healthy, but most importantly, stay caffeinated. We love you. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week.
Take care, all.